Hey guys, welcome back. Welcome if you're new. My name is Mandy, and today I'm going to kind of take you through a little bit of a process that I always do no matter what when I'm planning, but especially right now when I'm in limbo phase of where I'm going to be at with my planner in the next month or so. What are the top 5 things I plan every week? Even when just things aren't like my normal routine is planner routine. My normal planner routine is not really happening normal. What are the top 5 things I do to plan every week? So that way I can kind of stay on top of things. I'm not gonna lie, I really am like really antsy right now and still not, it's just I'm undecided on how exactly I want to set up my planner for the new year. And when I say the new year, I'm talking about the new homeschool year, because I don't want a big bulky planner, a messy planner, a distracting planner, but I do want a planner that's going to help me stay on task. My day-to-day life is being at home and homeschooling my children, and that is like my number one priority for many hours of the day. And if in there I can get like cleaning done or YouTube or Etsy, stuff like that, then great, but it isn't my number one priority during the day. So my day job is taking care of my children, homeschooling them, and, you know, feeding them and doing all that stuff throughout the day. So sticking to our routine with that. So, with that, I do have a few things that I need to plan in order to take care of myself, to take care of my home, our family's appointments, and stuff like that, including YouTube and Etsy and stuff. So to even try to get to any of those things throughout the day and not have to work on everything else before or after, you know, our school day, I have to do some things to plan. So the let's just say usually I can get time to think in a quiet space, to brain dump, and I can kind of make a to-do list. Usually that's on a Sunday. And if I'm being honest, it is during church, you guys, because that is the quietest time that I have. And I know it's not fully quiet because pastor is talking about, you know, the Bible and giving us a lesson, and I definitely am paying attention, but I also want to listen to what God is speaking to me. So if something comes to my mind, sometimes I will make my or just start brain dumping right then and there. And that's just how a lot of it is happening right now. I haven't been able to, and this is a goal of mine, but I haven't been able to have a consistent time where I can step out of the house to kind of get out of the day-to-day noise of things that, you know, distract me from my thoughts. But that would be something I would love to do in the future. So usually at least once a week, whether I'm at church or can get away or find some time to just sit quietly, I can get a brain dump session in. And usually what I like to do is have my little mini notebook here on hand. And I will start with the day that I'm in. I will open it up to a blank page, which that's not, like right here, I'll open it up to a blank page. So this is really easy for me to carry around. I carry this to church because I make notes on our sermons and stuff like that. So having one of these little mini notebooks, I think, is a really good idea. I will go ahead and start making notes here. So I'm going to go back to my previous week, and I'm going to show you that I started making notes. I started making notes. First of all, I started making notes on how, just a to-do list, basically what I really wanted to try to get done that day as a project. Did it happen? Obviously not. But I definitely was able to brain dump and get some things out here that I needed to get out that I don't always get to do. Sometimes I'll make a list in my phone. I just don't want that to be distracting, you know, if, say, like, for example, I'm in church. And a lot of times I forget to go back to my phone for that list because then I'll get distracted by something else when I go to that list. So I really do prefer to make a list on paper. And as you can see in the mini notebooks, I can put the list in my week, and I actually do that. I actually make that list on this mini notebook paper and I plug it into the week. This is really helping me to for example, this spread right here doesn't have a lot of space for list making like that. And if you've been following me for a while, I don't typically like to make too many lists on the weekly because then I have to move it, which actually is fine. I actually don't mind moving it, but I like to use the sidebars for other things. And then I'm still figuring out, like, do I want to put all our appointments up here and then have a to-do list down here? And then a lot of times those things don't get done on that day. So then I'm over here on Saturday still trying to get things done. So just kind of like changing things up every week. And I really like having this. I can also keep these if I want to. Like, I've kept the past few weeks in here. So this was a couple weeks ago. I wrote down some dinners. I wrote down some things that I wanted to get done that day. And then what happens is, as I'm writing that information down, it goes into the things that the other things I want to get done. So this is when I basically start doing the to-do list for the week. So this is how I start planning my upcoming week. I write out a to-do list. And then what I end up doing is making notes on what I need to plan that week. So, and then the other things that I need to get done. And sometimes I even have ideas that come up, and those ideas can become something that I need to get done that day as well. So just finding a quiet time at some point before the upcoming week to sit down and brain dump is really important. And that's how I get going on planning my day. Planning my upcoming week. It may not be pretty, I get that, but it's super functional and productive. And again, if it's not pretty, it's only on this little insert and I can take it out when I'm done, or I can take what I brain dumped and plug it into my week, or my sidebar or whatever is going on. But I didn't happen to have my planner with me, and I wasn't going to bring out my big old planner. Not even, this is classic size, but I wasn't even going to bust that out during church because I might get distracted, and I just wanted a blank piece of paper to write down those quick thoughts that were coming to my mind at that quiet moment that I had. Okay, so now we're going to go into the top 5 things that I actually plan every week, which this brain dump kind of helped me get going, right? It kind of helped my brain start going. So the first thing that I plan, and you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and take these out so you can see the week that I'm in, and then how it kind of, goes from blank to this. So the first thing I always plan, I always put in our day appointments and events. So including my me time, where I might need to work on some things. And that I've been kind of doing 2 different ways. I don't always use a vertical. If you've been here a while, you know that I've changed up a lot of things. I'm just really still loving this old planner, and trying to use up a couple old planners before we get into our homeschool days, which, start basically September, but a little bit before that. So what I like to do is I like to plug in our events and things that are happening, because I do have to know that. I don't always look on my monthly. I will try to fill in the monthly that week if I have time. I have a digital calendar I share with my family, but I like to see it in the weekly spread because this is what's open during the week for me. So I will fill in the things that we have going on. For example, we have some appointments. This week I filled in appointments like morning, midday, and evening. So that's kind of why you will see things happening. Let's see, like piano and library right here. Our play date, our evening activities down here. And then throughout the day, I will go ahead and write in a to-do list and see if I can get those things done. But I also always have this with me as well. Many times this brain dump isn't something that has to be done in that very moment. If it is, I might go home and highlight it or put a star by it so that way I get it done that same day, because that's what kind of sparked all of this, was trying to write down that day's to-do list. But I don't know about you guys, when I start writing a day's worth of a to-do list, I end up with like 7 days worth of things I need to get done, and then nothing gets done. So I pretty much just get started, and then I don't expect to get all those things done that day, or I circle or star or highlight the top 3 things I'd like to do on that Sunday, because Sundays again are also days I'm spending with my family and prepping for a lot of stuff. So I do want to take rest on that day and not try to get to 12 different things to do. but it is a good start for me. And then I can look on this list, and as I come to that day, I can see if there's anything I can get done from the list. If there isn't anything I can get done, that's okay. But I know that because I have planned out our day's appointments and events. So the second thing that I always plan out are my wellness. So mainly my workouts, like I'm stretching every day, I'm working out, and getting in my Bible and my prayer time. That's kind of the order that I do that in, just so I can get my body moving. And then after a workout, I can't just like go downstairs and start, like helping the kids with everything. I'm too worked up for my workout. So sitting down and having my Bible time and prayer works for me. Usually many times that's first, but I'm trying that out to be after my workout. So just kind of planning that in my day, it has become pretty much a daily habit. So I'm not going to take it off my list of things to do though, because it is such an important thing. It's a non-negotiable that I really just always want to have it here to check it off. So that's the second thing. Sometimes in addition to that, I plan out our meals. So when I say wellness, I'm talking about my body, my mind, my soul, like all of those things. So, and many of those things are in my morning routine, because if I don't do those things in my morning routine, they might not get done throughout the rest of the day. As you can see, I planned on running in the afternoons on Monday and Wednesday here, and that did not happen. They are not checked off. And that's why I can't put my workouts and my Bible off, because this is the only time I have for me before we get going for the day. So I definitely plan that into my day. The third thing that I plan every week are, I'm going to call them home things, but they are anything that needs to be cleaned, organized, or a project that I need to work on. It could just be one thing. I'm not saying every day I work on those things. It might just be one cleaning item, like one bigger cleaning item, in addition to like the small daily mundane things, surface cleaning type of things. It could be an organization, like organizing our homeschool right now is a big thing right now, or a project. Like we did finally finish my daughter's bedroom. So that is always something that I will write in or plan out. And the fourth thing is the other things that I work on, like YouTube, Etsy. And that's just like to write down for myself, what am I filming? What am I editing? What am I sharing? So a lot of times I actually do have a monthly for that. And I have that scheduled out over here. I have the list of the things that I've either filmed or am going to film. And I try to just again, it's not pretty, but it is really helpful to write it down and to plan it out. So then I will say okay, this video is going up. I'm gonna need to share that. And I wrote that on my list here. As I'm talking about this, you guys, I just want to tell you my planner is not the way that I want it exactly, so I really hope to share a video like this with the layout that I plan on using for many months to come in a row. This is just kind of what I'm doing while in limbo, so it's nice to have those top 5 things for me, whether they're written here or highlighted or whatever, but this is kind of what's keeping me going. So YouTube, filming, editing, what I'm sharing, if there's any projects on Etsy I'm working on and what I actually have to do for that as well can go on there, but right now I just haven't been able to work on Etsy as much. And then the 5th thing is just anything from the to-do list. So I know I talked a lot about this already, so I'm not going to go into that too much, but anything from the to-do list, any calls, anything I need to get or buy, all goes on this brain dump list. So the brain dump list is pretty much my to-do list. And that goes right in here with my weekly so that it's there, but it's not assigned to a particular day. I don't have to get that thing done, but it is on my radar. So I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing just the top 5 things that I like to plan, whether I have my planning system at 100% and planner piece, or when I'm right now where I'm kind of just in between, and I just need to kind of plan the week to get through the week. One is the day's appointments and events. 2 is my wellness, like workouts, Bible time, and meals. 3 is my home, so cleaning, organizing, projects. 4 is any of my work or business stuff, so YouTube and Etsy. And 5 is just the overall list of things that kind of just need to get done. So let me know if you guys got any help or tips from this video. I would love to know if there was anything that stood out to you guys. Let me know what 5 things you guys, 5 or whatever, but what do you plan every week so that your week can run at least somewhat smoothly. And if you liked the video and have found it helpful, please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to have you here. So I'll see you guys for the next one. Have a wonderful, beautiful, blessed day. Bye, guys.